A man is either solving your problems or he is your biggest problem. The best revenge is building a better life. There's always a cost to making difficult decisions. You want to make sure that cost isn't regret. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I'm here to talk to you about 20 lessons I wish I knew when I was 20. If you're new to my channel, my name's Emily. I work as an engineer for my day job, and at night I help you guys become your best self and grow to be your dream woman through my best personal development practices. Without further ado, let's get on with it because I have somewhere else to be and I'm trying to film this video for you guys before I run off to a date. You have one responsibility: how you act and how you choose to show up in the world. You can't control other people. That's manipulative. Don't do that. You can't control everything that happens around you. You can only choose how you act in that moment, and I suppose your state of mind in that moment as well. If friends or romantic partners are not showing up in your life the way you need them to, it's not your fault. There could be things you could do in order to influence them differently, but it is ultimately not your responsibility for how other people choose to act. A man is either solving your problems or he is your biggest problem. When you're dating, when you're going to meet new people, not everyone's going to be your friend and not everyone's going to be your partner. In the early stages, please do your best to not get emotionally attached. You have to see how people show up for you when you need help. That is pretty much like the crux of masculinity, is that they want to protect and provide. If a man is not doing those things, he's probably not interested in you. Just let him go. And let him go find another woman that he wants to take care of. Even my male friends try to solve my problems and try to help me and take care of me. Don't allow a man to drain your energy, and most certainly don't allow yourself to give more to a man than he's giving to you, especially for your self-worth. Be giving to someone who's not giving back to you. The best revenge is building a better life. There'll be plenty of people who don't treat you well or who treat you with less respect than is deserved. That's not your fault. Again, how people act towards you is not your responsibility. Any action that you take to hurt someone else, it does hurt you too. I know that whenever I've been cruel to someone, I actually regret it and feel bad about it. There's no excuse for allowing someone back in your life who has hurt you, but there's no need to lash out at them. You'll be happier in the long run if you choose to focus that energy back on you and building your dreams as opposed to hurting other people. I think you should just be making decisions faster. Life is really short. When you're playing chess, there's thousands of different ways in which you could win the game. Similarly, in life, there's 1,000 different ways in which things could work out. So one little decision that you make in the day doesn't have a huge impact on how your life will turn out. Don't stress so much over every little decision. Try to listen more to your gut and to your intuition. It is so smart. Things work out the way they're meant to, and I'm trying to save you a bit of time in stressing and overanalyzing. I know that I am a huge overthinker, and it has hurt me more than it has helped me. Have more fun and make decisions faster to save yourself from stress. There's always a cost to making difficult decisions. You want to make sure that cost isn't regret. You obviously can reframe the story in your head so you don't feel so much regret. Make the decision faster and choose the option that doesn't leave you with regret. The relationship you have with yourself is more important than any relationship with a job, with girlfriends, with family, because you're going to have yourself for your entire life. How you show up for yourself will have a big impact on your personal self-esteem. If you're ever wondering how you think you should act in a situation, think about, what decision would my future self be proud of me for making? And that's a really good barometer for how you should be acting. You should absolutely care what other people think about you, but you should care about what you think about you more. Our relationships with people at work, family, and our friendships, they're a huge part of our lives. We should not be people-pleasing, trying to win other people's favors, but we should be really cognizant of how people view us and making sure that we present our best selves in those relationships. Obviously, someone else's story about you is their job. I think it's a lie to say cavalierly, I don't care what other people think. Focus on what you can do and show up as the person you want to be in your community. And through doing that, I think people will have a positive view of you. Know your worth and to understand that your time and attention are your most valuable assets. You can't get back your attention, and there are so many things vying for your attention. You really have to spend time honing in on what's important, where you spend your free time, who you want to hang out with on the weekends, what kind of job you want to do. Your time is your most valuable resource. You can't get it back. Don't be giving your time and attention to situations that you know are not going anywhere and you're not passionate about. Curate your inner circle. My dad always said you'd be lucky if you had one or two true friends in life, and I still believe that's true. A lot of people we see as friends are really acquaintances. They wouldn't necessarily show up for you in the hospital if you got really sick. Your circle has such an impact on the person you become. If you're hanging out with the wrong crowd, it can really, really stunt your growth and it can turn you down a horrible path. I love having people around me who expect the best of me and inspire me to be better. I spend a lot of time curating my inner circle, and I actually call it inner circle training. When I'm trying to figure out if someone is just an acquaintance or a friend. Through that process, I'm trying to see how this person fits into my life, and also if they're the type of person I aspire to be and I can see myself growing to be like. Some people are only meant to be in your life for a season. I know it is heartbreaking when we lose friends, but everyone comes into our life for a reason and they leave for a reason. It may have nothing to do with you, it may not be your fault. It just could mean that your soul contract with them has expired and God or the universe has decided that your paths are no longer meant to be together. Focus on your relationship with yourself, and the right people will find you and stay with you. If someone's only in your life for a little bit, that just means that they're not a good fit for you long term. Everything is figureoutable. A lot of life is just, problem solving. There's always a solution to every problem. If you feel like you can't do something now, that doesn't mean you can't grow and rise to the challenge. Your ability changes as you grow and gain new skills. What feels hard to you today may feel really easy tomorrow, but you have to be willing to feel uncomfortable and feel like a novice to allow your ability to grow. We can have these big dreams, but in order to actually manifest them, we have to be the reciprocal for our dreams. You have to grow to be a match for the dreams that you want. Your dreams will come as you grow to be a vibrational match for them. It gets to be fun and it gets to be easy. Life does not have to feel like the slog. We are so blessed to be living on this planet and to have this existence we call life. Allow yourself to have fun with it. Have this perception around your experience that life gets to be fun and it gets to be easy. And if you're in the mindset that things are going to be more playful for you, they often are. If you go into life thinking, oh, it's hard and stressful and I need to get a new job and I need to do X, Y, and Z, you're not going to have fun. Approach it with a more lighter mentality. If you are in the present moment, you will be so much happier than if you are living emotionally in the past or if you're constantly thinking about the future. If you're living in the past, you're experiencing depression. If you're living in the future, you're experiencing anxiety. And if you're living in the present, you feel happy. I want to feel happy more, and I don't like ruminating about my past or feeling anxious. So be present as much as possible. On the subject of anxiety too, I will say that most of my anxiety at its root is actually fear. If I'm afraid of something in the future, or if I'm afraid of the unknown, or if I'm afraid of things not in my control, that manifests in my body as anxiety. Kind of reframing anxiety in terms of fear helps me see I have the capacity to be braver. Sleep more, scroll less. Essentially, there's no more habit that has a bigger impact on my happiness and my relationships than my sleep. So if I've slept well, I'm basically a happy bunny going about my day. And if I haven't slept well, I am absolutely miserable. My face is puffy, I have 10 more wrinkles, and it just kind of ruins my mood for the rest of the day. I'm sure there are plenty of studies that tell you how horrible bad sleep habits are for your health. What most likely is getting in the way of my sleep hygiene is technology. I like to kind of sleep in a room devoid of technology most nights. I put my laptop and I put my phone in a different room, and then I use my space to read and journal and do some affirmations before bed. I try to make it a really analog space so my brain can have the adequate time to wind down before bedtime. You cannot outwork a bad diet, and I don't know why you would want to. It is so much work trying to burn off calories in the gym. You can save yourself a lot of time, money, and health issues if you just get your diet right from the beginning. I'm not a nutritionist, obviously, but I am very health conscious and I try my best to put good things into my body. I eat mostly whole foods and I try to focus on eating a lot of protein so that I'm full. I find that if you're eating whole healthy foods, it's really hard to put on weight, even if you feel like you're eating a lot. Then you won't have to spend 8 hours in the gym running off pizza. Get your financial life in order. There are 2 books that help me the most learn more about personal finance. Male-centric financial advice can be a little exhausting, but I try to get your 3 main biggest expenses as low as you can, that being your transportation, your housing, and your food. After that, I would just don't buy things you don't love. That usually keeps me very on track. Obviously, I do have investing in savings accounts and I do try to plan for the future, but you spend less than you make and you try to keep your big expenses low, it puts you in a really good position. So don't overcomplicate it, but do try to educate yourself on personal finance. We all know that I'm a very family-oriented woman. My mom and I talk every day on the phone. We call it morning meeting when we check in for our FaceTime. Put as much effort and time into your family as you can. When you get older, you realize how little time you have left with your loved ones, especially your parents. I know it's like cool to be off on your own and be an independent person. The relationship you have with your parents is really special. They're the only people that have known you since you were a little baby. They can be some of your best friends. I love how my mom and I's relationship has changed from a mother-daughter dynamic when we were younger to being more friends when I'm older. It's so nice to have a best friend who is always in your court and always supporting you. I'm just so grateful to have the relationship I have with my parents. As you get older and your life changes, you'll spend less and less time with your family, statistically speaking. So you have to make it a priority to go home, to visit your parents, to visit your family. You can very quickly kind of devolve and be a hermit in your own life, but that's not where you're going to find happiness. So prioritize your family. The final thing that I just want to say is that you can't push water. It's great to be motivated and to be goal-oriented. You need to allow life to happen and allow things to unfold. Let things play out. It's not ever going to work to force situations, and you don't want to be in a situation that you had to manipulate and force to happen. My mom always reminds me that you can't push water because there's so much in your reality that you can't control. You'll have a much more fun time if you're just allowing yourself to go with the flow of things. Obviously, this is something I've come to later in life. I've always been like a type A overachiever. The amount of stress and anxiety I have put on myself trying to make something work is just exhausting. And like we said before, there's a lot of different ways to get to the same result. It may not be the answer to work really hard and force one specific scenario where the universe or God has a different plan for how things could play out more easily. Listen to your gut and try your best to make aligned decisions and allow yourself to be in the flow of life. Alright everyone, that's all I have for you today. I hope you liked this video. It was a little different than my other ones, and I hope you can hear me because I had to be a little creative with the mic placement because I didn't know where to put the mic on my shirt. So I hope you can hear me and I hope that you enjoyed this. I would love if you would put your suggestions in the comments box below, what advice you would give your younger self. Everything that's happening to you is valuable, even if it feels painful or hard right now. Even the hard times help you grow to be a better version of yourself. Have fun, guys. I hope you liked my little wisdom nuggets.